Hey everyone, tonight is October 27th, 2024. We had some flurries a couple weeks ago, but it's snowing a lot now, and I love it. All right everyone, it's 2 days later, and it is warm again. Our temperatures today, it is October 30th, 2024, and we're sitting at about 60 degrees right now or so, or 15 Celsius. We are doing good for temperature. It's gonna get up today around 70 degrees or so, 20 Celsius, and yeah, we had some deep freezes. It killed off all the tomato plants many weeks ago. I believe our first bad frost was on the 10th. Had some deep freezes since then. One night even got down to like 18 degrees or -8 Celsius. But one thing that is a very hardy plant is this, my carrots. The carrots are still bright green, as if the deep freezes, the snow didn't even happen. Now they will eventually die off once it stays consistently cold. We also got right here, I believe, some onions. And I think we had some radishes mixed in. I'm not sure what I'm seeing here, but also not affected by the cold. In the background right here, the asparagus is still kind of alive after all of that deep freezes. So right now, I'm gonna try to cook up some of this stuff, and we're gonna do an experiment. In my comments, as far as the onions and the carrots, some people tell me you can leave them in the ground, harvest them in the spring, and they'll be fine. Other people say they'll have no flavor, they'll be horrible. Some people say that the carrots will be sweeter in the spring. Some people say they'll be sweeter right now because they had a deep freeze. Some people tell me that the deep freeze will trigger the carrots and trigger these into making seeds. And I think these may have already had seed pods, but carrots, I don't even know that information. Do they grow seeds on the stem, or am I going to find them down with the carrots? I'm not sure, but we're going to harvest some of these carrots right now. I got my 5-gallon bucket. It might be a little dirty, but we got to wash everything in the house anyways. So let's, oh wow, look at them all. Look at them all. Not that big. So maybe another growing season will actually do well. Those are so stubby. Last year we actually got some long ones. I'm guessing it's because I grew them too close together this year and I wasn't around to pick off like half of them, so I think they overcrowded. Now, the fact that they're showing there, okay, first off, amazing. Last year, every single one had chew marks on the top of it from mice, voles, things like that. So, absolutely amazing that there's no chew marks on any of them this year. Just fantastic. Wasn't a big deal last year. I just cut the tops off. But that being said, look how readily available this food is, and things like mice like this. Look at this one, even popped itself out of the ground. So, yeah, as far as mice and stuff, how bad does everyone think this is going to get? Like, this is so readily available. Once the food is gone, once it gets really cold for a few months, they're going to have nothing else to eat. I bet you there's going to be a lot of chew marks on there, but I still want to taste some in the spring and see how they do. Now, am I going to need a hoe, or can I just get these out? Is there anything down there? Oh, this might be the kind of onion you actually use this. I may have made a mistake and not grown actual onions under there. Let's try another big one. Yeah, it appears I didn't grow onions, but it's okay. We can fry up some of this. And here's a carrot. Wow, it's like the size of an apple. Is it going to be massive underground since it had so much of its own space? Wow, look how fat that is. It's like the size of an apple. Oh my gosh, that's cool. It's got little legs. That was massive. Okay, let's see. Here's another accidental carrot that wasn't supposed to be over here. Is this going to be another monster? Oh my gosh. That is the size of an apple, or even bigger. That is so cool. Wow. Got any more? Yeah, there's a couple more that are by themselves. And yes, look how much bigger they get when they have room. Now, some people say small carrots are better because they have more flavor. Now, is that massive one going to be bland? I don't know, but that's going to be a really cool experiment. Are there any more that are by themselves? Let's pull up a little bit over here. That one's pretty big too, but I think we got enough. I'm not even going to be able to finish that. Okay, so we'll save the rest of them until the spring. This is enough for me to have like a whole carrot meal right now. And in the spring, we'll replant. This liner did really well. We used the non-permeable liner. It acts kind of like a... So all the rain gets collected in these grooves and sends it over to the plants. It also prevents any moisture from evaporating, keeps the ground wet. This was awesome, and look at this. Somehow a carrot seed got over here. Ooh. Did pretty well because it was by itself. We need more space between the carrots, this is showing us. So the lone carrots that somehow their seeds got over here did much better. And this was so heavy, this tomato plant had so many tomatoes, it just pushed the whole thing over. All right, let's go in the kitchen. I'm gonna rinse all these off and start cooking. All right, before I go in the house, I just went ahead and ripped off all the stems. It'll make cleaning them easier. That one absolutely is huge. It's like a potato. Now the rest of this, those a couple of there are rotten. I'm leaving all the greens right outside the front door. Turkeys come by every day to eat the corn I put out for them, so maybe they'll like these greens too. All right, we're gonna give that a while to heat up while we start cutting. I just pre-washed. They look beautiful. Even the big one smells the same. I think it's gonna be sweet, just like everything else. And we'll cut up some of this for flavor in the water that we boil it in, because this will probably take a good hour or so to get these soft. We got to cut this into, I'm going to try to make really massive slices. I've never seen carrot slices that are that big. Okay, this carrot grew so big that it split, but I think it'll taste good because there's no splits going to the outside. That is cool. Look at that. Massive carrot. That is huge. And we got all these ones here. I grew so many that I believe they were growing and just popping each other out of the ground like a bunch of wedges growing next to each other. All right, everyone, I got a whole bunch more. Look at that. I went outside and I decided to bring in every single carrot that was poking up out of the ground because I assume animals are going to go for those. So this is about half of what we grew this year. A lot more than we got the previous year. They're much bigger, seem a lot better. This year, none of them got chewed for some reason. I don't know why. Pests were not a problem this year. Maybe it's because the turkeys are always in my yard. Maybe it's eating the little mice and stuff. I don't know. Something has changed. There's no voles this year, even though I'm putting out tons of deer corn and stuff. There's no mice, nothing around this year that seems to be chewing everything, which is awesome. So half of it's still out there, everything that was covered and not as tightly planted. We're going to see how that is in the spring when we try to harvest it. Will it all be eaten, destroyed, or is it going to taste good? We're going to find out in the spring. So now, what I'm actually going to eat right now is ready to go in. This is what I'm planning on cooking, because I'm assuming this is all I can eat today for lunch and dinner. So we'll let that cook for probably about an hour, and we're going to make some kind of soup maybe with this. The rest of this we're going to try to make into carrot cake, and I'm curious, we're going to substitute pumpkin for carrot in a pumpkin pie. See how it tastes, because it seems to be a little bit similar to me. I've grown onions in years past, and they've done well. I've grown the red ones. They've got pretty big in my yard. What I think I have here, what I think I planted this year was shallots. Tiny little ones. See that? It's just, it has tiny little onions at the bottoms. So, yeah. Tastes good. Pretty flavorful. But I can mix the rest of this into food. I can even use the leaves of it regardless of what it is. Still tastes like an onion. Alright, these are almost done. I just tasted one. It's just about there, another 10 minutes or so. So it's not going to take an hour. It's going to maybe half hour. I don't have any super thick pieces in there. We'll put some salt, pepper, butter on that. It'll taste awesome. Now, when I was little, I used to love carrots. I'd eat baby carrots all the time. I'd even bring bags of full-size carrots and just snack on them at school. And never had an issue, but over time, I feel like, I don't know if I ate too many or something, I get nauseous whenever I eat raw carrots for years now. Same feeling with celery, honey. I don't know if any of those things have anything in common, but if I eat any of those types of things, it makes me nauseous. But if it's cooked, no reaction to it at all. It's weird. I'm rinsing these even better, making sure there's no slugs or anything. Anything will be drowned on that. Then I'll drain it and put it in the fridge for a while. Then that'll keep for weeks. Alright, they're all cooked. Just letting that cool down a little bit. Always use cold water so you don't melt the pipes and stuff. So, about to eat this. Gonna get some butter to put on that. Have a carrot feast right now. Get some salt and pepper on that. Looks amazing. Alrighty, that's gonna be delicious. Nice. I'm eating it with some garlic bread. And I like eating my garlic bread like this, with just the pasty garlic sauce on it. I don't bake it. I don't like crunchy stuff like that. Alright everyone, this was a spur-of-the-moment video, but it came out well. And I didn't even expect to be cooking this stuff today, but it's delicious. And I hope today's video was interesting, everyone. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.